up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. If you guys are new here, hi, my name is Kris. I'm currently a college student at San Jose State University. I'm actually entering my senior year, which is insane. This summer I'm putting out a lot of vlog content, college content, so if you're into any of that, please stick around and subscribe. In today's video, I'm sharing 10 of my best tips on how to stay organized in college. Some of them are in regards to your living space and how to stay organized in your room, as well as tips on how to stay organized with your schoolwork and just balancing, scheduling, all that stuff. These are all things that have worked for me in the past, or just things that I hope to incorporate into my upcoming school year, because trial and error, you live, you learn, and then you make things better. Also, shout out to the Container Store for partnering with me on this video. They're a great place to stop by for all your college needs. They've got everything from organization to storage, school supplies, office supplies, cleaning supplies. Literally, there's everything. I went in there a couple days ago to do some shopping for myself.
That came on in and shook up my life. Yes, queen. Someone who make me give up everything, go from broken, fall in love, and baby girls is something. Oh, my heart, my time is nothing. Girl, oh, her kiss just can't do without it. Oh, it's all about the things you do. Oh, and every time I think of you, I get excited 'cause you're my girl. Yeah, just the way I like it, gotta have it just the way I do. Keep me open, I'll be hoping that I'm gonna be with. I can't believe she's carrying me.
That's you. Got a little head start on some of my college shopping, so for all you incoming freshmen or just college students in general, you guys can save 20% off at the Container Store when you sign up. Any products that I mentioned today you can find at the Container Store, and I'll link them down below for you guys so you can check it out. But yes, without further ado, let's get on into all these organizational tips. So to start off, tip number one, just to find out the layout and the dimensions of your room, just so you can get a general sense of what you have to work with. Finding the exact measurements is not completely necessary, but knowing, what your room comes with. For example, most college dorm rooms just come with a twin-size bed, a desk, a closet of some sort, sometimes drawers, but it's important to know those things so you can shop accordingly. Two really easy resources to find out this sort of information. You can check on your school's website. I know SJSU had floor plans where you could see what each room would look like. And then number two, you can obviously look on YouTube and see if anyone in the past has ever uploaded a dorm room tour or a move-in day vlog of some sort from your school in your building. There's a crazy amount of college YouTubers out there, and tons and tons of dorm room tours have been done, so definitely look into that. And then based on this information, before you move in and whatnot, you can buy extra storage units. You definitely don't have to buy everything before you move in. You can always move in, see the space that you're working with, and then continue your shopping. Tip number two would be to utilize the space under your bed. I would definitely recommend buying some bed risers. You can lift up your bed just like a few extra inches or so, and that way you can fit more underneath. Ideally, I like to put plastic drawers or plastic bins underneath my bed just so I can slip things in and out. That way it's not taking up any extra room on the floor. It's literally just stowed away. Having more drawers and just storage space in general just keeps things a lot more organized. Tip number three, which kind of bounces off the last tip, is to utilize door space and wall space. I personally really like having an over the door shoe organizer. I actually just picked one of these up for myself for my new room. I think one of the things that makes a room super messy is just having shoes scattered all around the floor. So if you have an over the door shoe organizer, you can just have it all, put in the nice right pockets. Also, having an over the door hanger where you can hang purses and bags, it just eliminates clutter in the room. As far as utilizing wall space, command hooks are great. You can hang your bath towels, your keys, or your lanyard. Tip number four is to try to organize things vertically. This is something that I want to incorporate in my new room. I actually just bought a nice little 3-tier cart and stack different kinds of things right on top of each other. It saves a lot of space and just keeps my stuff organized. Also, organizing things vertically on your desk is really important because it's really hard to do schoolwork when you don't have a nice clean tabletop. So I would definitely recommend maybe those acrylic makeup organizers, or having a nice little desk organizer for your pens, your post-its, office supplies, and all that will definitely save you a lot of clutter in your workspace. Tip number five applies to those who are probably going to live in a dorm room, have a roommate, that sort of situation. Definitely try to coordinate with your roommate about larger items that you could just share. That way you can save space in your conjoined room. A couple big things that come to mind for me is probably like a fridge, kitchen stuff in general, like a microwave or a heating pot, I don't know, TV, a printer. Just having one of those things for the two of you to share would probably be a smart move. Moving on to tip number six, we're gonna switch gears a little bit. The next few tips are actually gonna have more to do with your school life and scheduling and just how to keep your life a little bit more organized. Tip number six would be to keep a planner of some sort. I have my physical planner right here. This is an Erin Condren, but you can honestly just get any planner from any store. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, just get what works for you. And then I also just have the calendar on my phone. Just recently made the switch to Google Calendars, and I don't know why I'm just now getting into it, but it has been a lifesaver. Every morning when I wake up, I look at it just to double check on what I have going on for the day, things I need to do. You can set reminders. But yeah, during the school year, since I'm carrying this around with me majority of the time, like it's always in my backpack, you guys can see I have a little bit of fun with my planner. On the monthly calendar, I like to write, well, pretty much everything from travel days to events to assignment due dates, all that. On my weekly spread, I split it up into tasks and events. And I just write down my to-do lists here and then what's happening that day. If it's a bigger event like business chapter or open gym or a fraternity party, literally it will go on my calendar just so that I don't forget. Through trial and error, I've learned that it is very hard to keep mental tabs on the things you need to get done and take care of. So you might as well just write it down and not risk forgetting anything. Tip number 7, to go off of what we just talked about having a planner, is to, at the start of the semester, look into, you know, all of your syllabi from all your classes, look at all the due dates and the assignments that you have, and just write them all in or insert them into your calendar right away. Just so when due dates and exam dates come around, you're not all frazzled and just like, what the heck, I wasn't expecting this. It also just gets you familiar with the pace of your class. Some of my classes only had like 2 exams and then the final. Others I would have tests more frequently. I would have assignments due all the time. Not only should you apply this to school, but also if you have a job, write in the days that you're working. If you're on a sports team, write down the days that you have practice, games, tournaments, just so that every week, every day, you have a sense of what's going on. Then you can schedule around that, make time for studying, make time for friends. Time management is really tough. So tip number 6 and tip number 7 are definitely like big things for me. Tip number 8, this might not apply to everyone. I think this is more about just personal preference, but it definitely works for me and it has made my life a lot easier. Another tip for staying organized with all your schoolwork is to just use a 5-subject notebook. I'm on semester systems, so a normal class load is about 5 classes. This is perfect because then I can just always have all my class notes for all my classes with me at one time. When I'm trying to pack my backpack in the morning, I literally just grab this notebook, my laptop, my pencil bag, and that's about it. In the past, I've done 1-subject notebooks for each subject, but I ran into a lot of problems with that because sometimes I would grab the wrong notebook before class, then I would have to write my notes for a different class in another notebook, and then I would have to worry about transferring it over. So I just totally eliminated that problem and just have one notebook for everything. Notebooks like these are great because they have folders in them, so if I have paperwork, just stick it in there, and you know, the syllabus, handouts. But again, this is personal preference. Me being a forgetful person sometimes, this is just the most convenient thing for me. Tip number 9, we're switching gears a little bit again. These are just general rules of thumb for staying organized and just keeping your life in order. The tip is to not be lazy, and I know that's a very broad thing to say, but to help you with this, I think something important to always keep in mind is if it takes you less than 2 minutes, then do it now. It's just something that I like to try to remind myself as much as possible. I would love to consider myself an organized person, but there's a lot of times where my laziness overcomes me. Whether it be you took out some clothes, tried it on, you don't want to wear it, just put it back right away. Because a lot of small tasks that you put off will just accumulate into a really big mess at the end. So this is definitely something that I'm still working on to this day, but I just want to put it out there for you guys so you can keep this in mind. Having a clear and clean space physically just makes for a really clear and clean space mentally. My last tip, and oh wow. My last and final tip, number 10, is to establish your organizational habits and systems all at the start of the year, because I think that really sets the tone for how your semester is gonna go. If you move in right away, your stuff's not organized, everything's just all over the place, it can just pile up. If you don't establish good organizational habits with your studying and your schoolwork, then it all goes downhill. Just get in the groove of things as soon as you can. When it comes to organizing your room, have designated places for certain things, so that way you know where all your stuff is, number 1. And then also number 2, it just makes cleaning a lot easier and faster when you know this belongs here and this belongs there. Alright, so those are my 10 tips on how to stay organized in college. Of course, take all of these with a grain of salt. What works for me might not work for you, but hopefully this helped you out in some way, shape, or form. Staying on top of being organized during the school year is so important because it'll save you a lot of stress, and guys, college is stressful as is. So yeah, just try and develop those habits early on and you should be good. Thank you again to the Container Store for partnering with me on this video. If you're a college student and you plan on doing some dorm room shopping, definitely check out the Container Store. You can save 20% off from July 18th to August 18th, which is prime back to school shopping time. If you guys enjoyed this video and you found it to be helpful, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. If you guys have any other video suggestions for me to do this summer, definitely leave them down below for me. I think it's cool getting to share tips like these based on, you know, experiences that I've already had being in college. So let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. That is it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one.